What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Soul Channel. This video is going to be about that little voice in your head that's your weaker self, that's makes excuses for everything, why you shouldn't do this, why you shouldn't do that. The weaker voice that condemns you and puts you down. That voice could have been formed for many reasons in many ways. You know, negative feedback you got from others as a child, traumatic events, many things, many factors, but that voice is there. I believe that voice is there in everyone. So this video is going to be about going to war with your weaker self. What do I mean by going to war with your weaker self? Anytime you put your mind to do something that is out of the ordinary for yourself, or what you believe in your mind is a risk or is something that you really can't achieve, that little voice is going to be in your head saying, well, it might be a big voice saying, that's right, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know you can't do that. You don't have no experience in that. You don't have the skills. You're not good enough. What will people think about? People are watching. People are going to laugh at you. People are going to talk about you. Blah, 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 blah. I'll give you an example right now. Do you guys want to hear? You want to hear that voice? I'll give it to you. I'll give you a taste. Recently, I got in my mind, as I'm a lifelong fan of boxing. Muhammad Ali was one of my childhood heroes. So I always wanted to go to a boxing gym, at least to test myself out, or to train, or to get better throwing hands. I was naturally gifted with fighting. Many people really didn't bother me growing up. I used to make examples out of people growing up in Brooklyn, New York. And people really didn't bother me, besides my size as well. So I didn't have too many bullies. I only had one occasion where I had a childhood bully, and I corrected that situation. That'll be another video for another day. But what do I mean by go to war with your weaker self? Well, let me let you guys hear this weaker self pertaining to this boxing thing. You want to hear him? All right. All I got to do is let it flow. All right, what are you doing? You 48 years old. You going to join a boxing gym? Are you crazy? Or you want your ribs broken? You want your jaw broken? Your nose ain't smashed in? Your nose is already big, and you want it smashed in to your face now? How you going to work if you get hurt? You pull a shoulder, your neck get hurt. You think you going to spar? Them guys in there been sparring for 100 years. They're rock hard, solid concrete, one hit, and you gonna be knocked out. Are you crazy? You almost 50. You don't got no chance of sparring or fighting in the ring. What are you doing? How much does the gym cost? 150 a month? Oh, that's a waste of money, man. 150 a month. Listen, man, you'd be better off shadow boxing in the house, man. You know, pretending to be a fighter. You don't really want to go in there and put on no gloves and spar, do you? Do you? That's just a little taste. That's that's the voice in the running commentary that's been in my mind since I decided to go join this gym, this boxing gym. And I'm going to make videos of myself in that gym in the future. I don't like to talk about when I'm going to do things, so just stay tuned for the video of me in a boxing gym. But that's a clear example of what a lot of us go through with your inner self. And you got to go to war with that inner self. Certain people like David Goggins and Andrew Tate, they speak about creating another character within yourself. Somebody that's you would look up to. Somebody that's harder, tougher, smarter, more focused, more disciplined than you are. And becoming that person, as opposed to the version you are at the present state. The afraid, timid, weak, shy, whatever your issues are at the current moment. And they speak about creating an alter ego. Some people say, well, you know, you don't want to have a split personality. Well, why not? If the persona and the personality you have right now is that voice that I just demonstrated, guess what? You need to go into character. You need to create someone that says all the opposite things. or doesn't pay that voice any mind and continues to do what you're afraid of doing, what you're intimidated by anyway. So you have to go to war with the weaker version of yourself. We all have different versions of ourselves. It starts in childhood. You got a version of yourself that goes to school. You have a version of yourself that's in the house with your parents and your family members. Then you have a version of yourself that's outside hanging out with your friends. Those are all three separate individuals wrapped in one, and that's just three. Okay. Then when you grow older and you start working, you have a professional version of yourself, someone that's on the job who may not curse, may not use profanity, doesn't look to offend people while you're trying to protect your paycheck. So we all create these different versions of ourselves. But I would say there's always one dominant version of yourself pounding away at your mind, and that's that weaker version of yourself. That's that version of yourself that really wants to protect you and keep you away from harm and disappointment mostly. But I'm not saying you can eliminate this voice. It may stay with you forever, but you have to go to war with it at times. Sometimes you ignore the voice and you keep on trucking. Like, it's raining outside, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, it's cold, I don't want to go out there. The voice says, nah, man, it's cold out there, man. It's raining, you're going to get all your clothes soaking wet. You might catch a cold, you might catch pneumonia, all these things, right? So in that case, you might ignore the voice and say, nope, we got to go out here. We need to go out here in the rain, no matter what, and do this. Other times, you flat have to go to war with that voice. Say, no, I'm not having it. You need to shut up, leave me alone, because I'm going to do what I'm afraid to do. I'm going to do what I'm intimidated to do. I'm going to do what's unexpected of me. I'm going to do what people think I can't do, and most importantly, what I think I can't do. So yeah, there are times where you have to go to war with your weaker self. All right? Are you in this position now? Or were you in this position before and you went to war with your weaker self and came out victorious on the other side? But it's an everyday struggle. There's no finish line with that weaker self, because that weaker self may linger and stay there, and what they say with certain diseases goes dormant in your system where you think you got rid of it, and then the next time you become afraid or intimidated by something, it goes that voice again. Oh, we're back. What you think you're going to do? Jump out of an airplane? You know you could die. What if the parachute don't open? What are you doing jumping out of a perfectly good airplane? It goes on and on. Also, have a sense of humor with that voice. Sometimes listen to it and listen to the absurdity of this weaker version of yourself, because it is absurd. There is no limits to your potential. You were born here, and you can accomplish damn near anything. I'm not gonna say ridiculous things like a guy that's paralyzed from the waist down could play in the NBA. Maybe not, but he can be a part of the NBA. He can coach. He can scout. He can be an executive. He may not be able to run up and down and dunk the ball, but he can be, like I said, he can be a coach, a scout, an executive, whatever the case may be. He can still be involved in the NBA. So you just might have to alter that dream. You don't have to, set that dream on fire and throw it away. You might have to alter it. Okay, so this has been the Soul Channel. Go to war with your weaker self if necessary. All right, peace.